All right, so I'm going to go through this problem, and we're going to solve 2 over x plus 12 over x plus 5 equal to 3 for x. Your first step, step 1, is to multiply both sides of the equation by the least common denominator. In this case, we have that the least common denominator is going to just be x times x plus 5, right? We need to find what's in common between these two things. There's no common factors, so we have to just multiply them together, and that's our least common denominator. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that multiplication. So we have x times x plus 5, all times the left-hand side, which is 2 over x plus 12 over x plus 5, which is equal to 3 times x plus 5. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and distribute this guy into each of the fractions. So we're going to have, it'll end up being x times x plus 5 times 2 all over x plus x times x plus 5 times 12 all over x plus 5 equal to 3x times x plus 5. So I just multiplied this out and simplified it as well. Okay, so what we notice is that the x's will cancel and the x plus 5 will cancel here. So what we're left with is x plus 5, all of that, times 2, plus 12x equals 3x times x plus 5. Okay, now from here, so I guess step 2, step 2 would have been distribute, or distribute. Step 3 would be simplify. And then step 4, combine like terms. That's really part of simplifying, but just to add an extra step in case you get stuck. So then you have 2x plus 10 plus 12x equals 3x squared plus 15x. So I'm going to go ahead and move everything to one side. So we'll have, what way do I want to move it? I'm going to move all this stuff to this side. So we'll end up with 0 equals 3x squared plus 15x minus 2x minus 12x minus 10. I'm going to go ahead and now finally combine those like terms. 3x squared, 15 minus 2 is 13, minus 12 is 1, so plus x minus 10. Now from here you have to go ahead and factor. We have this coefficient, so solve quadratic. Use factoring, right? And in this case, we have to use factor by grouping. So we need something that adds to 1 and multiplies to 3 times 10, which equals 30. And that will actually be 5 and 6 are the numbers that we're looking for here. So we'll set it up as 0 equals, and if it confuses you or it bothers you, I'll put the 0 on the right-hand side from now on. So I'll have so I'm going to rewrite this with 3x squared plus 5x plus 6x minus 10 equals 0, right? Because hold on. Sorry. This is a negative 10, and negative 30 there. So we need negative 5 here. So it adds to positive 1 and multiplies to negative 30. So we'll end up with 3x squared minus 5x plus 6x minus 10 equals 0, because negative 5 plus 6 is going to be positive 1, and negative 5 times 6 will be negative 30. And then from here we factor by grouping. So remember, we did this a few times, but I'll walk you through it. If I have a pink into light blue set of parentheses, I'm going to go ahead and factor the pink one. I'm definitely going to take out an x, because right, my goal is to get what's in the pink and what's in the light blue to match. So I'll definitely factor out an x. And I can't factor anything else out from 3 and 5, so it'll just be 3x minus 5 plus. And then I want this side, I need the blue side to look like that. I need the light blue side to look like that. So I'll have plus. I'll have to take out a 2. So if I take 2 out, then I end up, sorry, I wanted light blue there. If I take a 2 out, I end up with 3x minus 5, and that's equal to 0. Equal to 0. So now, remember, factor by grouping. What this tells us is that this here is one factored term, and then what's in boxes is the other term. So we actually have x plus 2 times 3x minus 5, that's equal to 0. From there, we make two equations, right? So we have one equation, which is just going to be x plus 2 equals 0. And the other equation is 3x minus 5 equals 0. So then here we have that x is going to equal 2. And here, x will equal, so 3x equals 5, x equals 5 divided by 3. Okay. Our last step, so this here would be your solution, but our last step, and this is the most important step, make sure x values are in the domain. So the problem was 2 over x plus 12 over x plus 5 equals 3. So we need to find the domain. So the domain, remember, is anything that makes the denominator not equal to 0. So x cannot equal 0, right? I just took this first one and I said it not equal to 0. There's nothing to solve. Now I'll take this one and I'll do x plus 5 not equal to 0. Solve for x, so x cannot equal negative 5. Our x values don't equal negative 5, so that's our solution there. Sorry, I really suck at this. This should be a negative 2. I don't know why I'm dropping so many negatives today. But the rest checks out. So this is your solution. We checked the domain, verified that this solution actually works, and that's it. Let me know if you have any other questions or if you're still having trouble inputting it into WebEx.